So welcome back to problem 2, and our problem is theta is equal to arcsine of negative 0.6. So a while ago, or in the previous video rather, we found the solution for n is equal to 0, and for this form we found that the theta is negative, so we couldn't consider that. But for this form, since our theta is negative 36.8698, then we have to subtract it from 180. Okay, so that will give us, multiply it first by negative. So that would be 36.8698 plus 180. So that would give us 216.8698. Okay, so that is the first solution. That would be 216 point 8698. Okay, when theta is equal to, or when n is equal to 2 or 1, let's say 1, okay, that would be we all need to do is to multiply this, to get the value of this and add 360 degrees and degrees. Okay, so following that, let's have so that it wouldn't be redundant. Okay, we can set up the general solution for this as 0.6. So let's do it again. So it would be negative 36.8698. Let's just replace this with the value negative 36.8698. Okay, so that we won't be solving the same again and again. And for this part, we could also write down the value that we first obtained, which is when n is equal to 0. And that would be 216. So this would be 216.8698 plus 360 degrees n. So these are the two general form of the solutions. When n is equal to 1, so just add 360 degrees to the first one. That would be plus 360 degrees. That's 323.1301. So you have values of theta which are 323.1301. Okay, and also for this portion here, you'll just add 360. So that's 360 plus 216.8698. And that's equal to 576. So 576.8698. Okay, now when n is equal to 2, okay, Then we will add 360 to this one and 360 to this one also. So we add 300. Now let's do this first. Plus 360. That would be 936. So it couldn't be included anymore because the limit is 720 degrees. How about 323? So 323.1301 plus 360. We have 683. So when n is equal to 2, we have one more solution, which is theta is equal to 683.1301. Okay, now to sum it up, the solution set would be equal to theta is equal or approximately equal to 216.8698 let's say 8699 and 323.1301 and 576.8698 and lastly I think that's 8699 and finally 683.1301. So these are the three solutions for this problem. Okay, let's go to number 7. Now let's make another box for this problem. Okay, this is arctan of 10. So this is tangent. And the general formula or the general solution for arctan would be the arctan of A plus pi n, because this is x. So that would be x would be equal to arctan of 10 plus pi n. Okay, so that would be, what is arctan of 10? Okay, because this is in radians, so set up to radian mode, 10 inverse tangent, that would be 1.4711, 1.4711 plus pi n. This is the general solution for arctan. Okay, and how do we find the solution here? The domain is from 0 to 4 pi. So the first set, or I mean the first to come in is 1.4711. It's included in the solution. When n is equal to 1, this is when n is equal to 0, you find this, okay? When n is equal to 1, we will have 1.4711 plus pi, and that's approximately, or around, that's around an exact value, that will be plus pi, so that would be 4.6127. 4.6127. When n is equal to 2, well, we don't have it anymore because no, we still have, because it's a 4 pi, and 4 pi is approximately, what is 4 pi? That's 12.5663, approximately 12.5663. Okay, so when n is equal to 2, So we will have 2 times pi 1.4711 plus 2, plus 2 times pi, that would be equal to 7.7542. Point 7542. So this is still included. When n is equal to 3, okay, when n is equal to 3, meaning we have 6 pi, so that would be 3 pi instead. 3 times pi is equal to times or plus 1.4711. That's equal to 10.8958. Okay, so this couldn't go much further because having it much further will have, will go to more than 4 pi or more than 12.5663. So the solution set in this case would be concluded by 3 values or 4 values instead. We have 1.4711. Okay, it's approximated. So approximating it gives us 1.4711 and then 4.6127 and then 10.8958. No, there's another one. We have 7.7542. And lastly, we have 10.8958. Okay, these are the solutions, and this contains the solution set for number 7. Let's go to number 22. These are for problems 21 to 26. So we only got two numbers here. It's number 21 and number 26. So for number 22, the given function or the given equation is 2 cosine, just to rewrite it clearly, 2 cosine theta plus square root of 3 is equal to 0. And theta is in between, or actually from 0 degrees to 720 degrees. So to find the solution of this, cosine theta would be equal to negative square root of 3 over 2. So theta would be negative that would be, the general form would be positive negative cosine of to the negative 1, or the arccosine of negative square root of 3 over 2 plus 2 pi n. Okay, in this case it's 360 degrees n. So that would be 360 degrees. This would be the general form of the solution of our given equation. So to find a solution then, our solution would be equal to, when n is equal to 0, then we will have positive or negative cosine, or the arccosine of negative square root of 3 over 2. So, okay, let's do this. 3, where's the square root here? Now remember, we are in degrees, okay? So 3, okay, 3 square root, it's 1.73, negative divided by 2 equals, so negative 0.8660, inverse cosine, so that would be 150 degrees. Therefore, we will have theta is equal to positive negative 150 degrees plus 360 n. So n is 0, then definitely this is 0. Let's say this is the general form now. Okay, this would be the general form of the solution. So n is equal to 0. Then we will have positive or negative 150 degrees. But negative is not included, so our theta here, let's see, that gives us theta 1, okay, 150 degrees. If n is equal to 1, then 150 degrees, or negative 150 degrees, plus 360 degrees. So that will give us 360. So let's add 360 here. That would be 510. (510 degrees). What else? Theta 3, when we use a negative 150 degrees, that would be 360 minus 150. So that gives us 210 degrees. Okay? For n is equal to 2, then this becomes 720 degrees. And 720 minus, so that will be 720 plus, let's use a plus first, plus 150. That would be 870, so it's not included anymore. But when we use the negative 150, so that will give us 570. So our last value would then be, let's call it theta 4. It's 570 degrees. Okay, so the solution set then would be, solution set is equal to theta is equal to 150. Let's arrange them from lowest to highest. 210, 510, and 570 degrees, all inside the domain 0, 720 degrees. Okay, so this completes the solution set for our equation, which is number 22. Okay, now let's go to number 26. And for number 26, that's 5 sine pi x is equal to 2. We will discuss the complete solution on the next video for number 26.